Hello and welcome. We can begin at the front of our mat. Step with your feet about hip distance apart. Sway a bit side to side from one foot to the other, just feeling the ground under you. It doesn't matter if your ground is uneven or a level surface. Just notice how the pressure feels under each foot as you move side to side. Then pause in the middle when it feels about even. Once you're here, take a deep breath. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose if it's comfortable. If you need to, you can breathe any way you'd like. While you're here, notice the floor or the ground, the yoga mat underneath your feet. Draw your tailbone, your bottom, down towards those feet. Right here, if you have a nice arch here, that's okay. Draw your tail down. If you have no arch at all and it doesn't feel like you're moving, draw your tail down. Just imagine your backside going downward. This engages all the front muscles. So every time you forget and you end up here again, draw your tail down. You can do this throughout your day as well as throughout your practice. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. So feel the ground under your feet and lengthen up through the crown. Breathe. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Taking your time. Take it slow. Inhale slow or abrupt or until you feel adequate amount of air is in your lungs. And exhale easy, soft, as slow as it's comfortable. And remember to keep it comfortable. If anything at any time ever feels uncomfortable, take a step back, take a break, restart. Now we'll take a moment here to begin movement. As you inhale, lift your arms overhead, reach up. As you exhale, fold forward, hinging through your hips, right here at the middle of your body, and release down. Inhale, lift about halfway. I like to take my hands to prayer and pull them into my chest. It helps me straighten my back. Look at the ground. So your crown, the top of your head, is reaching straight ahead. Then fold. Relax your face, your neck, your arms. Grab the ground with your hands and walk it back to a downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide and lean side to side. Our downward facing dog is a place to just kind of reach into your body and release. But it's also a place to relax. So you can find stillness, feel your hands on the ground, open up your shoulders and relax your face. Let go of your lips, your cheeks, your forehead. Keep your face calm as you move through into plank. Open up nice and long. If you need to put your knees down, put your knees down. But if you can, keep your knees up. Keep your knees up. Take a breath, press it back into downward dog. Come back into plank. Open up your shoulders, pull your belly in, and then press back to downward dog. Stay here for a moment. If it's okay, if you're feeling like it's too much, come out for a moment. It's okay to put your knees down. Come back into plank. Lower down to chaturanga. Chaturanga, we pause just before the ground, and it's okay if you fall down to the ground. If you're here and your body just flops, let it happen. Press to upward dog. Keep trying to enter. If you don't try to enter, you never will. Tuck your toes, bring it to downward dog. One more time, come into plank. When we come into our chaturanga, you can do it on your knees as well. And we're bending at our elbows. So bend at your elbows, bring your arms towards your body, lower slow, see if you can pause, and then press to upward dog. Whether you're on your toes or your knees, it's okay. Wherever we are, we accept it. It doesn't matter where that is or where that isn't. Wherever, we accept it. We just know that this is what happened. No judgments, no feelings are attached to it. We just know. So we're back in our downward dog. Relax the head, neck, and face. And then walk the hands all the way back to the feet. Release here for a moment. Just relax. And then slowly roll up to stand. Inhale your arms overhead. And exhale your hands down. Inhale your arms overhead. Take a moment. Take your hands together and fold through your hips. Walk your hands back down and come to hands and knees. Hands and knees, we'll roll through our cat-cow stretch, surrounding your back in both directions. Take care to move from your thoracic spine, so your upper back. Your chest goes forward, your shoulders go back, and we press and round. The body naturally curves this way. When we're going down and inhaling, we're lifting our chin and we're pulling our chest towards our arms. And then exhaling and we're lifting our back up towards the sky. This moves us through our thoracic spine. Then take yourself back into your downward dog. Now we'll move a little swifter. Lift your right leg up and then step it through towards your hands. Walk your hands back behind your heel and try to press yourself straight up. Come into your high lunge. Twist towards your leg, so towards this bent leg. You want to twist towards that direction. Open up and then back to center. Twist and then back to center. One more. Twist and then back to center. Lift up, drop the whole thing down to the ground. Take your hands to the ground, step back to downward dog. Other leg lifts up, step it forward. And again, practice walking behind the heel, bend the back knee. Press evenly up. Inhale. Now you're in your high lunge. Twist towards your leg and back to center. Breathe. Twisting and then re-center. Twist it, lunge, and then re-center. Lift up, straighten that front leg a little bit, and then drop it down. Grab the ground, step it back to your downward facing dog. Take a moment here. Come back into plank. Back down to Chaturanga Dandasana, and then press again to upward facing dog. Open up your chest here. Again, your thoracic. So your shoulders are going back, your chest is going forward, you're pushing into those hands. And then back to downward facing dog. Take a moment in your down dog just to recenter. So take a deep breath, relax your head and neck, and then we will walk our feet to our hands. Walk the feet to the hands, relax over the legs. Take a moment, give yourself the space, and then when you inhale, roll up to stand. Exhale, mountain pose. Again, feel those feet. Feel the bottom of the feet on the ground. Find where it's even for your body right now. And then inhale, lift it up. Exhale, fold it forward. Step back to downward dog. From downward dog, lift your right leg up. Step your right foot forward. And then again, walk your hands behind your heel, bend your back knee, press up to stand. Notice that you're not so far away. Like right now, I'm a bit far away. So you can narrow it, make sure you're hip width apart with those feet. And then pause in your lunge. Let's take that twist again. So twist towards your leg. Maybe look back. And then back to center. Inhale and exhale as you're moving. One more time. Twist. Hold it, and then warrior two. So we turn all the way around and drop the back foot to the floor. Now we're in both feet, again, even. So take your mind, take your awareness to the bottom of your feet. Feel the ground. Take a breath. Reverse warrior, lean back, relax this arm, turn the front palm towards you and reach it. Keep the front knee bent. Relax the back of you. And then back to warrior two. Take a moment here. Feel the strength that you get in warrior two. Both palms flip up towards the sky. The front arm can rest there on the leg just a bit, and the back arm reaches. I want you to stretch from the foot on the floor all the way up to your fingers. And then open yourself up by pressing down into this arm that's on the leg. And maybe even looking up at the sky. Find your way back to warrior two. Good, breathe, and then sink down to the ground. Come back into your downward dog. Lift your other leg up. Your left leg lifts high and then steps forward. You can adjust your stance here as well. So your feet are hip width apart. You're not too far away from each other. And then walk your hands back. This will increase success when you lift up to not get unbalanced and wobbly. Now, once you're here, breathe. We come to our twisted lunge. So we twist towards our left leg. And then we lift back to center to our lunge. Twist towards your leg. And back to center again. Breathe with this. And then we come to our warrior two. In warrior two, your feet are positioned 1 foot straight and one on an angle like this. The front knee is bent and your arms are reaching out. Your eyes are towards your front hand and your shoulders are easy. Always bring your mind to your feet on the ground, just so you're stable and you're aware of the sensation of the foot touching the mat. If you're wearing socks, it's best to remove them. Release the back hand down, the front hand turns up. Lift the arm up and relax the back arm down into your reverse warrior. Relax the expression across your face. Reach up through this top arm and keep that front knee bent. Take a breath. Slowly come into warrior two. Reach your arms out. Feel the ground under your feet and then turn both palms up. Bring the front arm to the front leg, reaching the back arm up and over your head. And again, reach from your foot to your fingers. Open up by pressing down into this leg. So through the arm and open up your gaze towards the sky. Slowly bring yourself back up into warrior two. And then gently bring yourself back down to downward dog. Find your way with a little sway. So lean a little bit into your body. It's okay to be in the middle, but sinking to the side stretches you out a bit. So relax your neck, relax your face, and just sway through, finding the kinks and releasing them from your body. Then again, we'll come into plank. Lower down through your chaturanga now to the belly. Reach your hands behind your back, interlace and lift it up. And again, side to side movements are so nice for the body. So just lean a little bit side to side, reaching into whatever is tight. If something feels really good, you can linger there for a moment. Find your way back, hands down to the mat, slide them down towards your chest. So lower than your shoulders, elbows hug in and your eyes towards the mat. Then I want you to push into your upward dog. So let's go for an easy up dog. So instead of lifting the knees, keep your thighs and your knees down, or maybe you're just your knees down, and lean a little bit side to side. So easy up dog. We want to maybe drop our butt to the side, reach into whatever is tight. So these easygoing poses with the sway is there to release your tension, anything that's tight in you. So reach into what you feel in your body, and then back to downward dog when you're ready. Take your time in these places. Give yourself space. Take deep breaths, slow down, feel. Really feel what you're feeling. And then we'll take our feet towards the middle of our mat, our hands back towards our feet. You can sit your butt back. Feel the heels of your feet when you're sitting in a chair pose and lift your arms up. Sink your shoulders back, lift your chest and pause. So you want to feel things. Feel your heels, feel your bum. Feel like you're not leaning forward like this. Lift those arms up. You can even take your hands into your heart to help you here as well. Take a moment. And then lift up. Bring your hands back down to your sides to your mountain. Inhale, lift up through the crown, and exhale, feel the ground under your feet. Pause for a moment. We're going to come into a balanced posture. And for some, standing off the mat is better for balancing. If you're outside and you're on the ground and there's a place where you can connect with the earth, take your feet into that place. If you're inside and you need to secure balance, bring yourself towards something that you can grab onto in case you feel unstable. We're going to take ourselves to a standing mountain pose to begin. Take a breath. Try to relax the parts of you that aren't working right now. So your face, soften your face. Let go of the inside of your mouth. Let go of your teeth pressing together, the tongue pressing into the top of your mouth. Relax your shoulders, your hands. Stand taller through your middle and stay tall as you move through this next portion. We're going to lean our weight into one of our feet. Lift one foot up and place it on the other. Pause. Find your balance by staring out into the distance towards the ground to find something that will ground you. Something still, not moving, will steady you. Then take your foot to the inner ankle, calf, or thigh. You can take your toes to the ground or right above. Inner calf muscle or inner thigh. Just for a moment, hang out here. Bring your hands to your heart. Stand tall. Then take it to mountain pose again. Your feet can stay hip width apart. Pause here and just find your middle. Then bring your weight to the other foot. And again, place one foot on top of the other. Pausing for a moment. Find your eyes to something else still, maybe the same thing. Find your balance. And when you're ready, bring your foot to your ankle, calf, or thigh. Your hands to your heart. Find stillness by breathing and steadying your gaze towards something steady. Looking at the ground tends to ground us, and also breathing. So if you feel unbalanced, breathe deeper. Then come back to mountain. From here, we'll stand the same mountain pose. I'm just turning to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Start with the same foot you started with before. Step one foot down and one foot back. So the foot that is back, you're going to grab with your hand. Do your best to grab on the inside of the foot towards the big toe. If you grab on this side, just walk your hands around. If you can't reach around, that's okay. Stay where you are. The other hand reaches forward. We come into a bent, softened standing knee and lean forward just a bit. Lift this thigh up behind you. Push your foot into your hand a bit. And then once you're here, drop this hip down a little. We tend to lift this hip out a lot when we come into dancer. So we want to drop this hip down. You'll feel the muscle in the standing glute, the standing lower back, upper leg, or your butt muscle. Take a moment. Press a little deeper. And then bring it back to mountain. Find your mountain pose in the middle. Don't just run to the next one. Breathe here. This is the next pose. Mountain. Draw your tail down. Feel the ground under your feet. And then shift the weight into that other foot, the one you were just holding. Step the other foot back. We reach again, attempting to grab on the big toe side, or adjusting if we didn't. Bend the standing knee. Lean forward just a tad. And then lift this thigh up behind you. Remember to steady your eyes on something not moving, and then drop this hip down. So the hip goes down just a bit, and then you're going to feel it from this lower back area to the upper leg or the glute. And then we reach into the pose. Stay for a moment or until the body wants to come out. And then when you're ready, come back to your mountain. And again, you can come into these poses longer than I am telling you to come into them. It's really all about your body. I am just giving you examples of where to go. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. And then we'll come back again to the first side. So we stand into that first foot, step the other back. Take your time. This time we're going to go in a little bit smoother. Maybe. Find your way, soften your standing knee, so bend it a little. Press that back leg up. Bring this hip down. Take a few breaths. And then come back to mountain pose. Again, right into mountain. Find your way, hips or feet hip width apart. Stand feeling the ground under your feet. Draw your tail down, feel this pose. And then come to the other side, finding your way with your foot on the floor. So find that perfect place to place that foot down. Reach for that other foot. Lift up into the posture. Draw your hip down. Soften your standing knee. It's not locked in place. Lift that leg up behind you. Take a few moments here. If you have to come out sooner, that's okay. If you want to stay longer, that's okay. Just be accepting wherever, whatever it is. We just know whatever it is. It's not even about accepting or not accepting. Find your way to your mountain. It's about just having that awareness. Like when I tell you to feel the bottom of your feet, feel the ground under your feet. Your awareness just feels it. You don't have any emotional connection to that. Our awareness just knows that we stayed in this long or we went this far. We don't have any emotional connection to it. When we let go of that emotion towards what we're doing, that's when we get further, because it's our thought processes that are holding us back. So find your way back to your mat. Stand to the middle. Inhale your arms up. Fold yourself forward. We'll take one arm open at a time. So one hand can stay down. That same side knee can bend and open up. Then relax to the middle. The other arm goes down, other knee bends, open the other way. And relax to the middle. Roll the whole thing up to stand. Reach your hands up towards the sky, hips forward, and then back to your mountain. Take a breath. One more time. Inhale, arms extend, raised arms pose, and then fold, forward fold. Walk it back to your downward dog. A little easy sway here in your downward dog, and then back to your plank. Let's try that chaturanga again. Lower through the bent elbows only. Pause just above the ground, and then press to your upward dog. Open up your heart. Then bring it back to your downward dog. We'll take our right leg up, stretch it high, bend both knees, and straighten them. Exhale, and inhale. Now step this foot forward, walk your hands back, and lift it on up towards your high lunge. Twist it lunge, twist yourself towards your leg, and then back. Twist yourself towards your leg and pause. Drop the back arm down and turn your front hand up. Reach your front hand up to the sky and just reach into that front hip or that back hip, the back thigh, the front body. Feel wherever you're feeling it. And then take this top hand to the mat in front of your foot. We're going to reach in, so you're just going to lean into this hand and lift everything up. So you're going to twist it lunge. Exhale, inhale. Breath moves the body. Come into your half moon. Take your top hand to the mat. Turn your hips. So your hips are facing the ground. I want you to stack them. Keep both hands on the floor for a moment and then take your eyes to the side. Find something steady and slowly lift your arm. Then keep rotating your body open to the side as much as you're able. You're only going to go as far as you can go. Open up, hold it for a moment, and then come back to center. This is our warrior 3. So if you're still okay being here, take your hands into your heart. If you're having trouble, take a break. Take a break, come back into warrior 3. It's okay to take a break. So we pause, maybe we even take the foot down, and then we come into our warrior 3. We bring our hands to our heart, reach our leg out. We can take our arms wide to the sides or forward, wherever it feels good. And then step back, this time to warrior 1. Just like warrior 2, our feet are on the floor, the front foot's this way and the back foot's on an angle. Our hips are facing the front foot. Open up, warrior 1. Straighten your front leg, come into your pyramid, hinging at your hips. Bend right here at your hips, forward, and then release down. Don't press on your leg. Just hold your body up with your own body strength. Your hands can come on the side or the ground. Let go of your neck and face. Then slowly climb back down. We'll come into our downward dog. From downward dog again to your plank. From your plank, you guessed it, Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up, big stretch, then bend. Exhale, straighten, inhale, and then step that foot forward. Coming into your lunge, walk your hands back behind your heel, bend your back knee, lift the body straight up. Take a moment in your lunge, and then twist it towards your left leg. Back to center. One more, twist towards your leg, pause here. The back arm reaches down, the front palm lifts up and reaches up. Reach into your body. Feel where you're feeling it, feel what you're feeling. And then the top arm will come to the mat. And again, lift the back leg up. So we want to come into our twisted half moon pose for a moment. Just soften and stretch. It doesn't matter how it looks. It's all about how you feel. So take a moment and notice where you're feeling it, how you're feeling, and then bring it to half moon. So the bottom or the top hand becomes the bottom hand. You want to pause here, open up the hips to the side, and then open your eyes to the side. Bring your eyes towards something on the ground, and then slowly lift your arm up. While you're here, keep shifting your body open. Reach through the heel of that elevated foot. Be here. Feel here. Notice here. All the things that are happening right now, not the things that aren't happening, just what is. And then bring the hands down to the floor, and you're in your half moon. And again, take a break here if you need it. You can bring your foot to the floor, you can come out completely. When you're ready, you come back in. Your body's facing the ground. Your hands can come into prayer, Anjali Mudra at your heart center. Lift that back leg up. You can take your arms out to the sides, eyes to the ground, like you're gonna fly away, or reach your hands forward. Wherever you end up, just be there for a moment, and when you're ready to come out, step your back foot back, and you're back to your warrior one. You can adjust your feet any way you feel fit, and then pause. Straighten your front leg, fold through your hip crease, over your front leg. Again, if you're here, don't push on your leg with your arms. You can hurt yourself. We want to just use your muscle strength to be here. If you have to, bring the hands to the side of your legs. And if you can, bring your hands to the ground. Relax your upper body. Then carefully climb your way down, back to downward dog. Back to plank. Back to downward dog. Back to plank. And back to downward dog. Drop your knees a little wider than your hips, big toes together, and sink yourself to your child's pose. You can keep your arms outstretched. Relax and release here. Remember, in our child's pose, we let go of everything. So as best you can, just release all of your muscles. Then slowly lift yourself up and have a seat. Coming to the middle of your mat, lift your legs up into your boat pose. We want to lift with our chest, drop our shoulders down, and take a moment here with our hands holding our legs. So keep holding your legs for a moment. Breathe. We'll slowly release our hands from our legs. Try to balance here. Now you can adjust your body. You can lean back, you can bring your legs out straighter, you can pull it in, you could bend your knees more, wherever it's gonna help you stay. If you have to, if you're having trouble, grab the back of those legs. Hold it here. It's okay if you have to hold on because you are using the same muscles to hold here. You're just giving yourself an assist. So whether you're here or here, just be where you are. And again, no emotional connection to where you are. You are just there. This is just what it is. So we hold our boat. We breathe here. We take a break. We put our feet down. We put our arms on our legs and we just rest for a moment. Let your back round. Let your head and neck release forward. Just be where you are for a moment. That's all. And then lift it back up into your boat. Lift your chest, hold on, reach your hands. We're going to go into highs and lows. So we're high here, we go low. We don't put our whole body to the ground, we go lower and then up. So we can go tiny like this, which I feel is a little harder, or we can go down all the way and up, but almost all the way. So we go nice and low and up high, nice and low and up high, and keep going. Breathe. When it's really hard, exhale. And then take your hands to your legs. And again, we're lifting our legs a little straighter now. Chest up, shoulders down. Breathe. Let's take a moment and move. Hold and move. Yes, we're moving and we're holding. Now we're gonna let go. And let go and move. Keep moving. If you have to grab on again, do it. And then take a break. Feet down, relax your back. You may feel your back working here. So you may feel tenderness in your back. Your back is working. Your core is connected to your back. Your core is not just these muscles in the front. We tend to focus a lot on our front, but our back is connected to our front. So we want to remember that we're working everything. Don't get scared if your back starts to feel something when you're working your core. That's because you're working your back. But if it gets intense, if something starts to feel uncomfortable in a way that you have to get away from it, that's your body saying to stop. Listen to your body. Let's take it up one more time. So this time we're going to take our hands and we're going to let go. We're going to take our knees wide and our toes towards each other. Okay? We're here. We're just holding it. That's all. See if you can just hold it here. Just breathe. Chest up, shoulders down. Breathe. And then take your feet together in a butterfly position. It's called bound angle pose. You can bring them a little closer and sit up tall. You don't have to interlace your fingers around your feet or anything. Just take your hands towards your legs, your ankles. Sit up tall. We're coming back to that pose again. So we have a few options for this. You can keep your feet on the ground like this, or you can keep your feet up like this. We're going to do the same move. We're going to straighten and bend with it. So we're here, just like we were before, but now we're straightening and bending, straightening and bending. And it looks like this from the ground. It's okay if you're at the ground or you're up. Try to be up. Do as many as you can in this position before bringing your feet to the ground, but don't stop and give up just because you can't do it here. Keep going with your feet here and do as many as you can here. And if you have to take a break, skip a beat, that's okay. Take a breath. Okay, come back in. It's okay if it's hard. When it's hard, that means your body is being pushed into the next level. The feeling of it being hard and the feeling of you not being able to do it is the feeling of you progressing. So it's okay. Let that be your motivation to keep going, to take a break and to do it again. Because every time you hit the wall, you're pushing the wall further away. Come back into your butterfly, your Buddha Konasana, your bound angle pose. Just be. Sit up taller. This time, take your hands to your ankles or your feet and just lean your weight a little bit more into your legs. So you're shifting always at your hip crease, mostly. We're leaning forward here, so we're not rounding. We're coming into the stretch in those legs a bit. So lean right into it, just a little. And then one more round of our beautiful butterfly kicks. So we take our leg out and in, out and in. We're going to do these a few times. Remember, put those feet down if you need them. Keep them up if you can. Try your hardest. And don't beat yourself up for not being able to do as many as you want to. You are where you are. And we'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. This time, if you'd like, you can interlace your fingers around your toes. Scoot your butt a little bit closer to your feet. If you're not comfortable with this, you can use your ankles. I do recommend staying at your feet if you can, but if it's painful, you do not do anything that is painful. You adjust, you modify. And then start to bounce your knees. Bounce your knees, lift them as high as you can, press them as low as you can. Just let them go up and down. Sit tall. And pause. Then lean it forward. Relax your neck, your face, your head. Relax yourself forward for a moment. And then lift it up. Let's come into a cross-leg position. Sit up tall in your seat. Take one of your hands to the opposite knee and grab the ground behind you. Before twisting, sit up taller. Then slowly turn yourself around. Stay here for a moment. Inhale a little bit deeper and then exhale. Then release yourself back to center. Bring the other hand to the other knee. Reach your hand behind you. And again, before you twist, sit up taller. Press yourself around. Pause here for a moment. Inhale deeper. Exhale slow. And then come back to the center. Take a breath. We can take ourselves into a straight leg position. Take one of your feet and bend them. We'll take our left leg straight and take our right foot to the outside of our left knee. Come here and grab onto your leg and just sit up really tall. Relax your shoulders, take a breath. We're going to take our left hand to our right knee, reach our right hand behind us, and then just sit up taller. Twist around, looking over your shoulder behind you, and see if you can grab your knee a little deeper into your arm. Do your best to breathe here. Breathe deeply in and deeply out. Slowly out and slowly in. As you exhale, twist yourself, rotate yourself around and bring the back arm in front of that leg, and then reach your other hand back for a counter twist. Then come to the center, take your hand to your foot and your knee, sit up tall, rock your leg. If you can, bring your hand or your foot right into your wrist or the crease of that arm, and then grab your leg. Same thing with the other side by the knee. Grab it like you're rocking a baby, and then rock your leg side to side. From here, take your hand and cup your hand around your foot. Take your other hand to your heel and pull it back. So your knee is just pressing back. And you're supporting yourself. You could sit up tall here because you're supporting yourself. Take a moment. You're going to keep holding the foot with your left hand. Take your right hand underneath your left leg, just like this. Then grab on to your ankle here. Bring your leg like you're going to put it on your shoulder, like you're putting a backpack on. Think about that. And then just lift your leg up. Keep lifting it so your foot is going towards the top of your head. Now, you don't have to put your foot over your head. You're just going in that direction. If you ever wanted to get into that position, you can't do it unless you try to do it. Your body does what you want it to do. So that's what we do. We bring our body to where we're trying to make it go. And it's really not about going into a position. It's about how your body is feeling while you're in this position. So notice where you're stretching, where it's feeling, where it's straining, where it's nice. And then we'll take that foot down to the inner thigh. Lift your arms up, big stretch up, and then single leg forward bend. Just release over your leg. On your inhale, straighten your back. Lift about halfway, and then fold again. Breathe here. Coming into the other side, straighten your right leg. Take your left foot and bring it to the outside of your right leg. Sit up tall. Take your right hand to your left knee and your left hand behind you, and again, sit taller. Turn yourself around. While you're here, if you'd like, reach your arm deeper, so you're bringing your knee towards the crease of your elbow and looking behind you. Pause for a moment. On your exhale, turn yourself back around, bringing that back arm to the front of the leg, your hand behind you. And then slowly come back to center, grabbing your foot. Rock your leg. Bring your hand and your foot together here at your ankle or into the crease of your arm, and then the other side as well. Rock your leg back and forth. We're going to take our left hand, cup the hands and bring it to the foot, then the right hand to the heel and push it back just until it stops. Keep holding that heel with your right hand. Take your left hand and reach it under your leg. You're going to take your hand and just grab onto your foot here and bring your leg up over your shoulder. Hang out here for a moment. Then bring the foot into the inner thigh, lift your arms straight up, and fold over your front leg. Inhale, straighten your back. And then exhale, come back down with a straighter back, a more relaxed face, a more released mind. Slowly lift yourself up. Shift your body down to your mat. So shift your body down so you're lying flat on your mat. Make sure your head is on your mat in a good spot. Your feet are under your knees here. Position your body in the middle. We're going to lift up into bridge. So we press into our feet and we start with initiating the movement from our hips. We tilt the tailbone so the butt lifts up only. The middle back will press into the ground. And then we press until it rises up to the shoulders. Once you get here, lower yourself down. Do that again. Lift your bottom, roll through your spine as high as you can, and then lower yourself down. Slow, easy. One more time. Roll it up. This time stay up there. Lift your hips nice and high. Relax your face. Breathe. And then lower it down. Take your right leg up, cross your ankle towards your left thigh. Grab the back of your left leg and pull it in. Hang out here, flex your feet, relax your shoulders, maybe take a rock side to side, and then pause. Gently switch sides. Take your left leg, ankle to the thigh, grab the back of the right leg and pull it in. Relax. Flex your feet, but let go of your shoulders. Rock it a little. Find a nice place to stretch and pause there. You should feel somewhat tight, and you're pressing into that, releasing the tightness by pressing into it. Not too heavy, just right. And then slowly release, taking yourself to Shavasana. So I like to position myself so I'm on the mat since I am in the grass. But you could take your feet a little bit wider than your hips, feet drop to the side. Your hands can go a little wider too, shoulders down, hands to the sides. Relax and release. While you're here, try not to be here with your chin. So you don't want your chin up in the air. You want to drop your chin towards your neck a bit so the back of the neck is reaching to the ground, and then pause. Give yourself a moment of stillness. Relax your mind, relax your body, release your thoughts, release, and relax. We want to stay here as long as we need. You don't have to get up right away, but if you want to, you can. If your body feels comfortable, stay. If your body feels uncomfortable, maybe stay for a few more moments. When you're ready, roll to your right side. When you get to your right side, stay there as well. Lay on your side and relax. Shift and settle. And when you feel like you're just right, wait for your inhale and sit up. Sitting up, come to a cross-legged position on your mat. Take your hands to your heart and pause here for a moment. Inhale, lift your arms overhead. Stretch out nice and wide, and then reach your arms back up. Grab one of your wrists and pull. Then grab the other wrist and pull. Then take your hands slowly back to your heart center and pause. May the light in me honor the light in you. Namaste.